This is Season 2, Episode 1, Series Episode 51, Songs 2000 to 1981.
Christopher Williams, Billboard Top 3000 Countdown. Yeah. Every chorus, every hook you know by heart. Christopher Williams, Billboard Top 3000 Countdown. From number one to the ones that lit the charts.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of Chris's Billboard Top 3000 Countdown podcast, where I discuss a set of songs that are ranked in Billboard's top all-time countdown from 1958, August 4th, through the end of 2022, a span covering over 65 years of the rock era and over 13,500 songs that have hit the top 40 in that time span. Now, Billboard assigns a point value based on number of weeks in the chart, its peak position, and it's weighed through various eras throughout the rock era. The point values are all added up. We shave off the top 3,000, and then we discuss them here in sets of 20 per podcast. I hope you enjoy. I really wanted Song 2000 to be a banger, something that really starts off the new season with some kick to it. You know, something that is worthy of the numerology of song number 2000, but alas, it's not. It's a simple, sweet country song from the 70s with a rather lousy title, if you want to know the truth. Miriam Johnson, otherwise known as Jessie Coulter, who was at one time married to country superstar Waylon Jennings, had a country hit in 1975 called I'm Not Lisa. It's a sweet country ballad about the man that she's with who is still hung up on the lady that previously left him. And it was a crossover hit, went all the way up to number 4 back in 1975, spent 14 weeks in the top 40. It is song number 2000, and it leads off season 2. This is Jessie Coulter with I'm Not Lisa.
I'm not Lisa. My name is Julie. Lisa left you. Yeah.
Very traditional, authentic country, as they say, from a lady who's had multiple country hits, but this was the only one that crossed over into the top 40, making her a bit of a one-hit wonder. That was Jessie Coulter, and the song that leads off season 2, song number 2000, with I'm Not Lisa. So if I had a top 2,000 countdown instead of a top 3,000 countdown, this would be the song that I would be talking about leading it off. I'm Not Lisa. It's so good to be podcasting again with a whole new set of songs as we get closer and closer to the number one song of all time. And there are a lot of well-known songs from all the decades. We have one from 1958 that's coming up very, very soon. We have a number 1 hit, a number 2 hit, and a lot of other songs in the 3 to 6 range, including a number 8 alert, There's only 2 of them left. This is the second greatest song in Billboard history that peaked at number 8. That's coming up later. Our special segment today is what's so special about the top 2000? What are the differences between the songs in the 2000s as opposed to the 3000s? I'll give you a little bit of data that notes the differences, but season 2 is going to feel a lot like season 1 as far as the podcast goes. It's just that the songs are getting better. Probably more ones that you've heard of before, and we're wondering where they all were. There's going to be a lot of number 1 songs from the 80s, the one decade that we haven't gotten to yet. Not for a while, but once we get to them, they won't stop rolling. Guarantee you that. As we get into the 1000, song 1999, and it's an 80s song by New York-based pop singer Laura Branigan. She has a solid, if not powerful voice like the Whitney Houstons, but good pop sensibilities. She had the tendency to take songs that were recorded in Europe and then cover them for American versions and hit the charts with them. The example being her Grammy-nominated and number 2 classic, Gloria, which we're going to hear much later in the countdown, as is the number 7 hit, Solitaire, which just missed the countdown at song number 3395. This one hits. It's also a European-based song. This one was written by Giancarlo Bigaggi and Raphael Raffaelli and is the title song for her successful 1984 album Self-Control. And this is my favorite song of all the Laura Branigan songs. It's very, very catchy, dance poppy, and she's got a good voice for it. Went all the way up to number 4 in 1984 after spending 15 weeks in the top 40. This is the first song in this countdown for Laura Branigan, Self-Control, song number 1999.
Night, I'm living in the forest of a dream. I know the night is not as it would seem. I must believe in something, so I'll make myself believe it. This night will never go.
That is classic 80s from a classic 80s artist, Laura Branigan, who tragically died at the age of 52 from a brain aneurysm. She ended up with 7 songs in the top 40, 3 top 10s, 2 of them that qualify for this countdown, Self-Control and Gloria. This was the first, song number 1999. Moving on to song number 1998, and we go all the way back to 1958, and one of the first songs to come out off of the new Hot 100 on August 4th, 1958. And a little bit of chart nerdism I'm going to throw at you. In the early days, all the way up to the 90s, most songs followed a chart trajectory where it went up, peaked, and went down. There weren't many that kind of hovered, went up and down, and then leaped up to the top and fell back down again. That happens a lot now. It's very common, but it was not common before 1992. Well, this one was. This actually debuted at 31, went down to 38, then up to 29, 30, back to 40 in the 30s, and then hit the top 10 a few weeks later. Very unusual. And it was while the new Hot 100 was getting the kinks worked out. And it was the only top 40 hit in the Hot 100 for the Big Bopper, rockabilly superstar J.P. Richardson from the 50s. And it was he, Buddy Holly, and Richie Valens that died in the plane crash in February 1959 that was referenced in the Don McLean song American Pie as the day the music died. He only had the one hit as a result. It was a very successful hit called Chantilly Lace, which most people have heard of as a classic rockabilly rock song in the early days of rock and roll. If the Hot 100 had started a few weeks earlier, this would probably have ranked even higher. But as it stands, it spent 22 weeks in the top 40 and peaked at number 6 back in 1958. It is song number 1998. This is the Big Bopper and Chantilly Lace.
Chantilly lace and a pretty face and a ponytail hanging down, a wiggle in a walk and a giggle in a talk. Make the world go round. There ain't nothing in the world like a big-eyed girl that make me act so funny, make me spend my money, make me feel real loose like a long neck.
Oh, baby, that's what I like. J.P. Richardson, the Big Bopper, with his one big tune, Chantilly Lace, song number 1998. He also wrote the song Running Bear, which singer Johnny Preston took to number 1. We're going to hear that one much later, but this is the one and only entry from the great Big Bopper. Well, with one notable exception, the next 5 songs are all from the adult contemporary world, starting with this one from 1972 and the band Climax. Not the female pop band from the 80s Climax. No, this is the 3-man LA soft rock group from the early 70s who had just the one hit called Precious and Few. And this song has a little bit of a long history. It was originally recorded in 1970 with producer Ron Kramer, but it didn't go anywhere. It was re-recorded in 1971 by producer Larry Cox, who also produced songs for Jefferson Starship. And then nothing happened again in 1971. However, it was played on a Santa Barbara radio station in 1971, and Carousel Records released it in Hawaii as a test to see if it was going to be a hit there. And then they tested it in Buffalo, in Boston, gained some momentum, and went all the way up to number 3 on the Billboard charts. And on Cashbox magazine, the rival to Billboard, it actually went to number 1. But on the Billboard pop charts, a number 3 hit after spending 12 weeks in the top 40, here is the one-hit wonder Climax with song number 1997. This is Precious and Few.
And if I can't find my way back home, it just wouldn't be fair. Precious and few.
kind of like a poor man's version of Bread, who was a major soft rock group from California in the early 70s. That was Climax and Precious and Few, song number 1997 on Billboard's Top 3,000 Songs of All Time. Staying in the adult contemporary market is a 1976 hit by Seals and Crofts, a duo also from LA, and they had quite a few soft rock classics throughout the 70s. Between 1972 and 1978, they had 8 top 40 hits, and 3 of them all peaked at number 6, their best ever. 2 of them, though, didn't make this countdown. Summer Breeze and Diamond Girl, songs I know you all know from 1972 and 73 respectively, but this number 6 hit spent 3 more weeks than either one of them in the top 40, so it gets the nod as being the song number 1996, and it's another slow, schmaltzy pop song that's a guilty pleasure called Get Closer. This is song number 1996. Get Closer by Seals and Crofts.
Darling, if you want me to be closer to you, get closer to me. Darling, if you want me to be closer to you, get closer to me.
Jim Seals and Dash Crofts with the song Get Closer. Jim Seals actually as a younger brother, Dan Seals, otherwise known as England Dan Seals, as part of the soft rock group England Dan and John Ford Coley, who did another set of schmaltz pop songs in the late 70s, some of them that are ranked much higher than this one. But this is Jim Seals and Dash Crofts' only hit in this countdown. It's called Get Closer, song number 1996 on Billboard's Top 3,000 Songs of All Time. Well, if you're new to this countdown, welcome. Hello. We have a lot of episodes from season 1 that you can catch up on, and you can catch up on it anywhere where you get podcasts, on Apple Music, on Spotify, on Audible, on iHeartRadio, and many, many others. Just look for Chris Billboard Top 3000. Look for my avatar, click on it, and then subscribe to it. So every time that I drop a new episode, usually on Thursdays, you will be kept informed and you can stay up to date on all of the latest chart going-ons on this Top 3000 Countdown. You can also join the fun on the Facebook group, Chris's Billboard Top 3000 Countdown Podcast. It's a private group, but request to join when you find it and I'll let you in. We've got 332 members right now, and it has a whole bunch of good stuff related to this podcast and other music chart trivia tidbits. It's a good group. I highly recommend you come out there and join the fun. And that's where I also post all of the podcasts as well. So if you don't want to go to wherever you get your podcasts, you can go straight to the Facebook group and click on that, and you will be kept as up to date as everybody else. That's enough of my plug. Now, on with the countdown and song number 1995. And I have to say, it is very weird saying 19 instead of 29, because I've been doing that for the last year, saying song 2, blah, blah, blah. Now I'm saying 1, blah, 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 and I've already had to edit myself out from saying it wrong at least twice. And this is another adult contemporary hit from a gentleman who has had some adult contemporary and some real rock hits. I would say the 70s was his more raw rock era, and he got more smooth and mellow in the 80s. This is Rod Stewart. Now, Rod's got 34 top 40 hits, either solo or in a collaboration in the top 40. We've already heard him 3 times. Love Touch at song 2663, You're in My Heart at 2291, and Young Turks at 2142. Well, he opens season 2 up with a song from 1991, one of his latest, a number 5 hit called Rhythm of My Heart, and it plays very much like an Irish folk song. I think he's even trying to emphasize that it's like an Irish folk song. Spent 14 weeks in the top 40, just before the computer changeover in between 1991 and 1992. It probably would have stayed up there longer. But it lands here at song number 1995. Here is Rod Stewart again with Rhythm of My Heart.
Well, the rhythm of my heart is beating like a drum. With the words I love you rolling off my tongue. No, never will I roam, for I know my precious home. Where the ocean meets the sky, I can sail.
He has a bit of a different vibe than the hot legs, do you think I'm sexy era of the late 70s. That was Rod Stewart and Rhythm of My Heart. Do you know that he has 4 number 1 hits and that we haven't hit any of them yet? Well, we will. At the end of season 2 and all of season 3, he also has a number 3, 4, and 5 hit, one, which will be appearing in the next podcast. So stay tuned for more Rod Stewart. Well, song number 1994 is definitely not adult contemporary. This is certainly one of the best club rap songs of the 90s, maybe of all time when it comes to pure staying power in sports arenas and bars across the country. Hip-hop DJ Lawrence Muggerood, also known as DJ Muggs, wrote the beat and produced it, but the lyrics went to the group House of Pain. Yes, I'm talking about the song Jump Around, and it definitely brings me back to my college days from 1992 and 1993. Went all the way up to number 3 in 92 after spending 25 incredible weeks in the top 40. And I don't think there is a single sports fan on the planet that doesn't know this song. This is song number 1994, House of Pain and Jump Around.
I got the skill, come get your fill. Cause when I shoot the gift, I shoot the kill. I came to get down, I came to get down. So get out your seat and jump around. Jump around. Jump around. Jump around. Jump up and get down. Jump, 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 jump.
Did you know that there are 17 songs in Billboard history that have the word jump in the title? From The Jump Off by Lil' Kim, to Jumpman by Drake and Future, to Jumper by Third Eye Blind. We had Jumpin' Jack Flash by the Rolling Stones. And coming up, we have Criss Cross's number 1 hit, Jump, and Van Halen's number 1, Jump, along with the Pointer Sisters' Jump for My Love and Destiny's Child, Jumpin', Jumpin'. Well, here we have Jump Around, House of Pain, song number 1994 on Billboard's Top 3,000 Songs of All Time. Well, I said there were 17 songs that featured the word jump in the title. Did you know that there's 39 songs in Top 40 history that featured the word touch in the title, including the next 2 songs? The first one, another adult contemporary hit from the 90s, from Australian rock pop band The Divinyls, featuring vocalist Chrissy Amphlett and guitarist Mark McEntee. Now, The Divinyls were primarily a regional act, but they had one hit that went international, and it was their only number 1 hit in Australia. And if you remember this one, there were some controversy to it because they were unabashed about touching themselves. Remember this song? I Touch Myself by Divinyls hit number 4 in the United States after spending 12 weeks in the top 40 back in 1991. It is song number 1993. Here are Divinyls and I Touch Myself.
I get down on my knees, I do anything for you. I don't want anybody else. When I think about you, I touch myself. I don't want anybody else. Oh no.
It's a very coffee house artsy pop song, don't you think? Especially from my college days, 1991. That was Divinyls and I Touch Myself, song number 1993 on Billboard's Top 3,000 Songs of All Time. I had asked the Facebook group a question for response, which will show up on these podcasts. Anytime that I ask a question, your responses could be a part of this podcast. So join the Facebook group if you can. The question for this round is, what is your favorite song by the husband and wife late 70s pop duo, Captain and Tennille? We haven't heard from Captain and Tennille yet, have we? They were definitely quite the presence in pop music and on TV in the late 70s. A lot of the Captain and Tennille answers are from the popular ones, like Victor Cruz's The Way I Want to Touch You, Robin Zisman's Stone Love Will Keep Us Together, and I've always had a soft spot for Lonely Nights' Angel Face. As a kid, I loved Muskrat Love. I even bought the 45. Not a great song, but still gives me nice nostalgic vibes. Thank you, Robin, for that. Steve Ruskin, Love Will Keep Us Together, pretty much the only song of theirs that I like. Well, that's something. It was the number 1 song of 1975. Stephen Edlin, Come In From the Rain, Do That To Me One More Time, the wedding song. She does a great version of Disney Girls, too. Jack Smith, I'm indifferent about their songs unless it's Muskrat Love. I will skip ahead if that's on the list. Yeah, a lot of negative feelings about Muskrat Love, including from yours truly. Ken Caden, Love Will Keep Us Together. Ann Keene agrees. Tim Jones, Love Will Keep Us Together. Tim Little, It Has to Be Lonely Night. Love the vibe of that song. David Vraney, Dan Ruskin, also Love Will Keep Us Together. Kenny High, Muskrat Love. You're one of the ones that enjoy it. Tara Morrison, Love Will Keep Us Together. As is my response, Love Will Keep Us Together. Timothy Crawford, I Love You, Need a Woman Tonight. It only peaked at 40, but I really love this album cut. It was written by Dennis Wilson and the Captain, Dennis Wilson of the Beach Boys. The Captain was a member of the Beach Boys when they were touring in the 70s, as was Tony Tennille for that particular tour. That's how they met. D. Glenn Cairn, Lonely Night, has that cheekiness and unpredictable chord progression to it. Matt Geske, Do That To Me One More Time, very sultry, very good. Robert Brittenham, Come In From the Rain. Adolphe Menchou, I'm On My Way. That one I hadn't heard before. Fred Hawson says Muskrat Love, as does Ringo Equip Esquive. Muskrat Love with its oh-so-charming instrumental break. Found that to be interesting. Eric Paul Johnson, Moody and Perky. I could listen to this 1,000 times a day and never get tired of it, which is You Never Done It Like That. It's a good song, top 10 hit from 1978. Pam Turlow, Love Will Keep Us Together. Mitch Worthington, The One That Just Ended. Gotta respect that, Mitch. Wesley Allen, Love Will Keep Us Together. Albert Navarro, Shop Around, the cover song from Smokey Robinson and the Miracles, which we just heard a couple of podcasts ago. Scott Yates, Do That To Me One More Time. Marie Hashima Lofton, The Way I Want to Touch You, far better than any of their top 40 songs. Chris Louise, apart from Love Will Keep Us Together and Muskrat Love, I love You've Never Done It Like That. Again, going to the popular ones. Brett Smith says Shop Around. Hans Anderson, Love Will Keep Us Together. Tom Haley, Lonely Night, Angel Face. And Tim Frawley, Muskrat Love. She had such a beautiful, clear voice. The Captain was as useless as boobs on a bull. Thank you, Tim. I appreciate that. I kind of gave it away by saying that this song was the second of two songs that features the word touch in the title, and Captain Tennille's song, The Way I Want to Touch You, was a number 4 hit in 1975, their follow-up to that number 1 hit, Love Will Keep Us Together, and it lands right here at song number 1992, another adult contemporary song. Here's your bonus 6th one. This is Captain and Tennille and The Way I Want to Touch You.
I never wanted to touch a man the way that I want to touch you. I never wanted to love a man.
I always love when songs that have similar either themes or words in the title that are forever joined together in chart history by the number of points they received in their respective runs. I Touch Myself by Divinyls, followed by The Way I Want to Touch You, song number 1992 by the Captain and Tennille on Billboard's Top 3,000 Songs of All Time. Thank you, everybody, for participating in the question session on the Facebook group. Moving to song number 1991, and another adult contemporary song from the 80s. I guess this is our second bonus one. It's from the group Sade. Helene Falashade Adu, British Nigerian singer, known as Sade and as the front person for the group Sade. We've heard them once on this countdown. Her number 5 hit, The Sweetest Taboo, song number 2285 from 1986. This is her other top 10 hit, also a number 5 song, this one from 1985. Their first hit into the top 40 called Smooth Operator, and it goes down very smooth, a great jazzy adult contemporary vibe to it. This is song number 1991. This is Sade with Smooth Operator.
No need to ask, he's a smooth operator. Smooth operator. Smooth operator. Smooth operator. Coast to coast, LA.
This is going to sound totally petty, but I was a little bummed out that Huey Lewis's song Heart of Rock and Roll in 1984 lists a whole bunch of cities that had music vibrant and didn't mention Chicago. Well, it did in an extended version, but not the radio version. Chicago and Kansas City got left out a bit. And they mentioned so many other cities. So when a year later, Sade mentions Coast to Coast LA to Chicago and then Western Maine, I felt vindicated. I did, from this Chicago boy. That was Sade and their best hit in Billboard history, Smooth Operator, song number 1991 on Billboard's Top 3,000 Songs of All Time. And we are halfway done with this set. Song number 1990 is from the alternative pop group 21 Pilots, who happens to be one of my daughters and her significant other's favorite groups. And I love that because we always say that these kids today, they don't know music. Well, of course they do. And I love the fact that they have their own set of music, just like I have my own set of music. And it's nice about the Billboard Top 40 is that these two can mesh. Well, I'm talking about Sade in 1985. They're talking about the song Ride from 2016 when they were a mere 17 years old. It was a number 5 hit back in 2016 that spent 30 weeks in the top 40 for 21 Pilots. That was quite the year for them on the Billboard pop charts. They had 3 top 5 hits, all from 2016, that spent, get this, a combined 107 weeks in the top 40, all in 2016 and the accompanying years in which they lingered on the charts. But this is their first of the 3 hits. It's called Ride, and it's song number 1990. Let's take a listen.
I'm falling, so I'm taking my time on my ride. I'm falling, so I'm taking my time on my ride. Taking my time on my ride.
The Columbus, Ohio-based duo of Tyler Joseph and Josh Dunn, who won a Grammy Award for Best Pop Duo Group Performance at the Grammy Awards for Stressed Out, a number 2 hit, which we'll be hearing later in this countdown. That was Ride, song number 1990, and the group I always think of when I think of Zach, my daughter's boyfriend, and 21 Pilots, and how our worlds can mesh together. Song number 1989 is a number 1 hit. Programming note, going forward in season 2, anytime I get to a number 1 hit, I'm going to lead with the fact that it hit number 1 and the weeks that it hit number 1. So song number 1989 was a number 1 hit on December 2nd, 1972. And the band, The Temptations, might have been their greatest song they've ever recorded, even ahead of My Girl, which is one of my all-time favorites. It might have been one of the 100 greatest or most significant songs of the rock era. It was originally written for the group The Undisputed Truth, the group that had the number 3 hit Smiling Faces Sometimes, which we heard earlier in the podcast at song number 2245. But when the Temptations got a hold of this song, it became theirs, an absolute bomb classic. Papa Was a Rolling Stone. It spent 12 weeks in the top 40, which is why this number 1 hit isn't quite as high as some of its contemporaries in the early 70s, but here it is, song number 1989, The Temptations, and Papa Was a Rolling Stone.
Mama just hung her head and said, son, Papa was a rolling stone. Wherever he laid his hat was his home. And when he died, all he left us was alone. Oh, Papa was a rolling stone.
Do you know we have a playlist that has the entire version of Papa Was a Rolling Stone? Go to Spotify, Chris Billboard Top 3000 playlist by Mitch Worthington, and you can hear this song and all of the other more than 1,000 songs on this countdown. The Temptations, we have not heard yet from the Temptations on this countdown, which is amazing because they had 38 top 40 hits, including 15 top 10s. If it was a top 4,000 countdown, we would have heard them 5 times already. but amazingly, they did not have a single song in season 1. They do, however, have 5 songs in season 2, plus 2 more in season 3, including 3 number 1s. So we're going to hear a lot from the Temptations, but this might have been their best one of all time. Papa Was a Rolling Stone, song number 1989 on Billboard's Top 3,000 Songs of All Time. Song number 1988 in the Los Angeles-based synth-pop band Animotion, which I always thought sounded exactly like Human League. In fact, I thought this song was by the Human League that had the scandalous phrase, "Who do you want me to be to make you sleep with me?" And as an 11-year-old, that sounded very saucy. Of course, I haven't heard the song WAP at that time. But in 1985, in the very synth-pop heavy era, it powered its way all the way up to number 6 with the song Obsession. Of course you know it, it's Obsession. It's one of their 2 top 10 hits amongst the 3 top 40 hits Animotion put out in 1985 and in 1989. This was their only one that made the countdown. It's song number 1988. This is Animotion with Obsession.
I will find a way, and I will have you like a butterfly, a wild butterfly. I will collect you and capture you.
You are an obsession.
You're my obsession.
Who do you want me to make you sleep with?
Written by Holly Knight and Michael DeBars and produced by Mike Chapman, that was Animotion, an Obsession, song number 1988 on Billboard's Top 3,000 Songs of All Time. Did you know that this song was featured in the trailer to the romantic erotic drama 9.5 Weeks, featuring Mickey Rourke and Kim Basinger? Remember that steamy affair? Yeah. God, this is so 80s. It's amazing, isn't it? We'll have a lot more 80s music later in this countdown. And actually, we'll have more 80s music right now with song number 1987. Well, we finally did it. I've been tracking since we got to song 2022 to see if any of the song numbers matched the year in which the song came out. We haven't had one yet. Until now. Song number 1987 is from the year 1987, and it's a high school type love ballad from the family pop group from Minnesota, the Jets, with ancestral roots in the island of Tonga. And while Bon Jovi was living on a prayer at number 1 in the spring of 87, the Jets were singing about how you got it all, which went all the way up to number 3 at the same time after spending 12 weeks in the top 40. Lands right here at 1987. This is the Jets, and You Got It All.
You got it all over him. You got me over him. Honey, it's true. There's just you. You must have been heaven sent. Hearing me call, you went out on a limb.
It has a real little sax vibe to it, doesn't it? Perfect for those high school sock hops and dances. You Got It All by the Jets. It's their second hit in this countdown, following Rocket to You, which was at song number 2408. They've got 2 more, a number 4 hit, Make It Real, and a number 3 hit, Crush on You. Their first hit out of the box was their best one. Both of those are coming up soon in season 2. Those were the Jets. Our special segment today. So what's so special about the 2000s, eh? We just got out of the first 1,000 songs in season 1 from all different types of music, all different genres, all different eras. A lot of one-hit wonders, a lot of the classics, a lot of the superstars. Is season 2 really any different? Well, a lot of the same superstars, a lot of the same classics, a different set of one-hit wonders, obviously. But the songs you're probably going to know a lot better. I remember going through the lists in each of the podcasts, and there were definitely ones that were new to me, or ones that I hadn't heard in a very, very long time, or didn't know about that well. There's going to be a lot less of that, and I think you're going to notice that as well. To give an example, the average peak position of the first 1,000 songs in this countdown was 4.5. The average peak position of season 2, the next 1,000 songs, is 2.7. So really, for the most part, these are all top 3 hits. They're not follow-ups to the big songs. They're the actual big songs themselves. And I think you'll be surprised, too, about how many big artists peaked in season 2 that didn't make the final top 1,000. There's only 49 songs left on this countdown that did not peak in the top 5, and 6 of them we're hearing in this very set. It'll just start to feel more like the Hall of Fame and less of the Hall of Really, Really Good. Not to say that the songs between 2001 or 3000 weren't big hits or really good songs. They just didn't have the peak position or the staying power that these top 2000 songs have. It was very tempting at one time to just do a top 2000 countdown. I wanted to include it all the way up to 3000 because there were so many wonderful songs that I wanted to review and get to, and I really wanted to make this a grand project, and I'm so glad that I did. But now we can strip away that first third and start to really get into the best of the best. And I hope you enjoy the journey as we walk along it together. Can't wait to do so. Now on with the countdown. Another programming note, when I get to a number 2 song, I will lead with that fact that it's number 2 and immediately give the song that kept it out of the top spot, instead of me having to announce it each time that I did it in season 1 to make it a little bit cleaner. Well, song number 1986 is a number 2 hit for 3 weeks from December 10th, 17th, and 24th of 1966. Kept out of the top spot by the Beach Boys' Good Vibrations and then Winchester Cathedral by the New Vaudeville Band, 2 songs we're going to hear later in the countdown. I'm talking about singer Donovan. Scottish singer Donovan Phillips Leach started out as a folk singer, but really leaned into the flower power of the late 60s with his brand of folk pop, psychedelic, and even some little jazz. This one has a little of all of that, and it's very, very catchy, and he's very wild about saffron. Yes, I'm talking about Mellow Yellow, a number 2 hit for 3 weeks, only spent 10 weeks on the charts, but when you spend 3 weeks at number 2, it'll vault you all the way to song number 1986. This is Donovan and Mellow Yellow.
I'm just mad about saffron. She's just mad about me. They call me Mellow Yellow, quite rightly. They call me Mellow Yellow, quite rightly. They call me Mellow Yellow.
Donovan had quite a bit of success. Between 1965 and 1969, he had 12 top 40 hits, including 4 top 10s. Only 2 of them make this countdown, though. Hurdy-Gurdy Man, by the way, a number 5 hit, just missed the countdown at song 3034. I should mention that. But other than this one, Sunshine Superman is number 1 hit, which we're going to hear later in season 2, is his only other entry into this countdown. That was Mellow Yellow, song number 1986 on Billboard's Top 3,000 Songs of All Time. Song number 1985 brings us to 2010 and the eclectic sounds of Michael Posner. Remember him? Michael Robert Henrian Posner from Detroit, Michigan. He does pop, he does folk, he does R&B, he does hip-hop, he raps, he does poetry, and he's also a record producer. And in 2010, he came up with this catchy little, I don't know, I'd almost consider it alternative pop, and it's a song called Cooler Than Me. It was one of 4 hits that made the top 40 for Posner between 2010 and 2016, and one of 2 songs that made this countdown. This is the most recognizable one from him, though. You'll know it once you hear it, and I'll play it now. It went all the way up to number 6 in 2010 after spending 25 weeks in the top 40. It lands at song number 1985. This is Michael Posner and Cooler Than Me.
Nobody knows who you even are. Who do you think that you are? If I could write you a song to make you fall in love, I would already have you up under my arm. I used up all of my tricks. I hope that you like this, but you probably won't. You think you're cooler than me.
Remember that song? It's very weird that it's 16 years old now, that anything from 2010 is 16 years old. That's like the distance between 92 and 76. You know, the distance between Sean Cassidy and Sir Mix-a-Lot. He has one other hit coming up in season 2 called I Took a Pill in Ibiza. We'll be hearing that very, very soon. But for now, this is Michael Posner, Cooler Than Me, song number 1985. Song number 1984, we have a number 8 alert. We have a number 8 alert. There are only 2 songs left in this countdown that peaked at number 8. and this is the second biggest one. And let's do a quick recap because it's been a while since we've heard any songs that peaked at number 8. The 5th best song is Over My Head Cable Car by The Fray. The 4th biggest song is Need to Know by Doja Cat. The 3rd biggest song is Before He Cheats by Carrie Underwood at song 2044. Well, 60 positions later, we have the 2nd biggest. It peaked at number 8 in 1999 after spending 34 weeks in the top 40. That's how you get to be one of the biggest songs that peak at number 8, and it comes from the Goo Goo Dolls out of Buffalo. Goo Goo Dolls were one of the most influential pop rock bands of the late 90s. Remember when I was saying about Iris and how because it wasn't released as a single, it never got to reach its full potential, with some experts estimating it would have been the number one song of 1998 had it been released. And when the rule changed that allowed for airplay only to chart in December of 98, it was there, but it only had a limited chart run of about 11 weeks. Well, Slide, the follow-up to it, did get the benefit of a full chart run, and it took every advantage of it. Like I said, 34 weeks in the top 40, pretty much all throughout 1999. And it lands right here at song number 1984. This is Goo Goo Dolls with Slide.
And I'll do anything you ever dreamed to be complete. Little pieces of the nothing that fall. Oh, babe, put your arms around me. What you feel is what you are, and what you are is beautiful.
Off the album Dizzy Up the Girl, which produced 3 mega hits, Slide, Iris, and Black Balloon. Black Balloon in particular is one of my all-time favorite songs. I think it's in my top 30 of all time. I'm a big Goo Goo Dolls fan, always have been. That was Slide, song number 1984 on Billboard's Top 3,000 Songs of All Time. Their biggest hit, which got the benefit of a full chart run, is Name from 1995. We're going to hear that later in Season 2. And there's only one song left that peaked at number 8. We're not going to get to that one for about 300 songs, so stay tuned. However, the song that peaked at number 9, the best song that peaked at number 9, is coming up in the next podcast. And we'll celebrate that one when we get to it. Song number 1983 is from Welsh singer Bonnie Tyler, who might win the award for raspiest voice in pop music history. I know Kim Carnes is probably in that mix, as is Rod Stewart, and she has been called at times the female Rod Stewart. She actually had vocal cord nodule surgery to kind of save her voice due to overuse early on in her career. Casey Kasem actually did a story about that, and the result of it is that raspy voice that you hear. She's of course known for Total Eclipse of the Heart from 1983 and its follow-up in the Footloose soundtrack, Holding Out for a Hero. Total Eclipse of the Heart will be later in this countdown, but her first hit, the one that brought her to stardom in the United States, is a number 3 hit from 1978 called It's a Heartache. It's a number 3 hit, spent 15 weeks in the top 40. It lands right here at song number 1983. And introducing Bonnie Tyler to the countdown with song number 1983, It's a Heartache.
Oh, it's a heartache, nothing but a heartache. Hits you when it's too late, hits you when you're down. It's a fool's game.
It's a Heartache, song number 1983, peaked at number 3 in the summer of 78, and it was probably good timing. It was released when it was, because the winter and spring of 78, it was so dominated by Saturday Night Fever that not much else could get in. So she waited for it a bit to have those songs leave the charts. So she rubbed elbows with Andy Gibb a lot, but not with the other Bee Gees, allowing the song to get to number 3. That was Bonnie Tyler. We're going to hear her one more time, but much, much, much later in the countdown in Season 3 with Total Eclipse of the Heart. Only 2 songs left. I will make the note that this podcast will most likely yield the 10,000th download. That means 10,000 people have listened at one point or another to one of my podcasts. I'm very grateful for that. We're at about 9930 the last time that I checked, and Normally the first 2 days of a new episode gets me about 50 to 60 hits, so I would say by the weekend we'll get 10,000 downloads. I'm hoping it'll be from a new location so that I can tag it as the 10,000th episode, but just imagine if you're going to listen to it the next 3 days, you might be our 10,000th listener. I wish I could give something away for that. Now on with the countdown and song number 1982 in one of the most recognizable and classic guitar riffs of all time. This song is so synonymous with classic rock that people failed to recognize that this was actually a pop hit too, because it hit the Billboard pop charts. There was a time in the early 70s where classic rock hits actually hit the pop charts. That kind of changed in the 90s and 2000s when hip hop dominated everything. But a song like Smoke on the Water by Deep Purple actually went all the way up to number 4. And I love that. I love that all the genres get to make an appearance in this countdown at some measure. Guitar Magazine lists this as number 4 on the greatest guitar riffs ever, and the song in 2017 was inducted into the Grammy Hall of Fame. Deep Purple, a hard rock heavy metal band out of London from 1968, they did hit the pop charts a couple of times. They had a number 4 hit in 1968 called Hush that did not qualify, but they had this one, the big hit, and I might as well play the riff for you. Smoke on the Water, song number 1982. From Wikipedia, Richie Blackmore claims that the main riff is an interpretation of the inversion of the main theme of Symphony No. 5 by Ludwig van Beethoven, and that he owes them a lot of money. That's an interesting quote. Smoke on the Water by Deep Purple, song number 1982 on Billboard's Top 3,000 Songs of All Time. And now we get to the final song of this set. It's so good doing this again. What's going to get it? What's going to get the sacred drum roll? What is song number 1981? Well, a couple of hints. It's a 2007 hit from alternative hard rock band Finger Eleven. They have an alternative metal sound to them, but also does a great job with ballads like their number 16 hit One Thing from 2004. This best hit, though, from 2007 went all the way up to number 6 on the Billboard pop charts and has an infectious beat to it. So much so that when they were invited over to the Live from Daryl's House show, Daryl wanted them specifically to play this one song. It's really cool. It's one of my favorites of all time. Did I give enough hints for you? Well, let me play it then. Song number 1981, and the best song in this set is Finger 11 with Paralyzer.
I'm not paralyzed, but I seem to be struck by you. I wanna make you move because you're standing still. If your body matches what your eyes can do, you'll probably move right through me on my way to you.
Oh, this is a good one, isn't it? I wish this one was actually song 2000 because I would have loved to have the entire top 2000 start with this song instead of I'm Not Lisa. Sorry, but really not sorry. That was Finger 11 with Paralyzer, song number 1981 on Billboard's Top 3,000 Songs of All Time. It's their one and only entry in this countdown. So glad that we can play it, especially to end a set with the drum roll. And we have just finished the first podcast of Season 2, Episode 51. Thank you so much for sticking with me as I was gone for a couple of weeks. But I'm back and ready to be cranking them out again. I will be doing another one for next week as well. Although the following week, I mentioned I will be off for the entire week as I will be on my college basketball excursion. I don't know if I mentioned that, I probably did, but I will be attending all 17 Big Ten College Basketball Conference tournament games at the United Center in Chicago between March 10th and March 15th. 17 games in 6 days, and I cannot wait. Thanks for contributing. Thanks for writing back to me. Thanks for the fan mail, but most importantly, thanks for listening. You guys keep this show going. As I do with every episode, I will end it by playing a montage of the clips that we just heard. Stay tuned for next week as we burrow through 20 more songs in the top 2,000. Take care, everyone. It is one of the great pleasures in life to connect with people, both through voice or through song. I hope I've done both, and so on, and so on, and Scooby-Dooby-Doo. Good day.
I'm not Lisa. My name is Julie. Lisa left you years. I said at night, I'm living in the forest of a dream. I know the night is not as it would seem. I must believe in something, so I'll make myself believe it. This night will never go.
Chantilly lace and a pretty face and a ponytail hanging down, a wiggle in the walk and a giggle in the talk. Make the world go round. There ain't nothing in the world like a big-eyed girl to make me act so funny, make me spend my money, make me feel real loose like a long-necked goose.
And if I can't find my way back home, it just wouldn't be fair. Precious and few are the moments we two can share. Darling, if you want me to be closer to you, get closer to me. Darling, if you want me to be closer to you, get closer to me. For the rhythm of my heart is beating like a drum, with the words I love you rolling off my tongue. No, never will I roam, for I know my place is home, where the ocean meets the sky. I'll be sailing.
I got the skill, come get your fill. Cause when I shoot the gift, I shoot the kill. I came to get down, I came to get down. So get out your seat and jump around, jump around, jump around, jump around, jump up and get down. Jump, 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 jump.
I get down on my knees, I do anything for you. I don't want anybody else. When I think about you, I touch myself. Oh, I don't want anybody else. Oh no, oh no. I never wanted to touch a man the way that I want to touch you. I never wanted to love a man.
No need to ask, he's a smooth operator. Smooth operator. Smooth operator. Smooth operator. Coast to coast, LA.
I'm falling, so I'm taking my time on my ride. I'm falling, so I'm taking my time on my ride. Taking my time on my ride.
Mama just hung her head and said, son, Papa was a rolling stone. Wherever he laid his hat was his home. And when he died, all he left us was alone. Papa was a rolling stone.
I will find a way, and I will have you like a butterfly, a wild butterfly. I will collect you and capture you. You are an obsession, you're my obsession. Who do you want me to make you sleep with me? You got it all over him. You got
mad about saffron. She's just mad about me. They call me mellow yellow, quite rightly. They call me mellow yellow, quite rightly. They call me mellow yellow.
Nobody knows who you even are. Who do you think that you are? If I could write you a song to make you fall in love, I would already have you up under my arm. I used up all of my tricks. I hope that you like this, but you probably won't. You think you're cooler than me.
And I'll do anything you ever dreamed to be complete. Little pieces of nothing that fall